So, if you're watching this video, it's either because you've missed a lesson on domain and range, the first part of domain and range at least, or maybe I sent you this video because you're having problems with an assignment, or maybe there's something like that. But I'm going to go through this pretty much as I'm teaching this, and you might notice the format is going to be a little different, so bear with me, since I'm now recording this one from the classroom. So, domain and range. The start of this lesson is asking you, when you think domain and range, what do you know about it? It's something you've talked about before, but do you remember? And it's okay if you don't, because I'm going to go through what domain and range mean, and then I'm going to tell you how we find the domain and range today, specifically of ordered pairs, tables, and mappings. So, with that said, domain is the set of input values for which the function is defined. That's some fancy words. What does that mean? X values. Plain and simple. X values. All the X's. All the input. The left side of things. That is my domain. All right. Well, range. What does range mean? Well, if domain is the set of inputs, the X values, then my range is my set of outputs, my Y values. I think that's outputs. My Y value. So, what goes in? Domain. What comes out? Range. Now, for what we're doing today, we're just going to be listing what the domain and range are, because we're able to. We're going to learn different ways. Depending on what it is, there's going to be different formats that we do this. So, with that said, let's take a look at an example. Now, forgive me, the PowerPoint is set up to be like the other one. So it's going to be a little wonky. We're still learning. So, let's look at an example. I have this table here, right? Oops, that's not my thingy. My X values are my domain. My Y values are my range. How do I write that? How do I write that? This is how we do it. We say, first off, I don't write in red. That would be real good. Try that again. D for domain equals. We use our fancy bracket, which I still can't do well, and then we just list all of our x's. So -1, comma, 0, comma, 1. That's better. That's my domain. What about my range? All right. R equals fancy squiggle. We have -3. We have -1. We have 1. So again, we're just literally listing what's there. That's all there is to it. So with that said, I want you to try it. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to try it out, compare, see if it works. I'm going to pause. You want to pause the video now, all right? Pause. Are you paused? Are you trying it? Try it out. All right. Let's do this. I know the table's in a different format, but it's still the same idea. X's are my domain, Y's are my range. So, that's not the right color. Let's try that again. Domain, D, equals fancy squiggle, -1, 0, 1, 4. So I listed all of my X values. What about my Y? Okay. R for range equals fancy parenthesis, and we have 2, 3, 4, these are sets. These are sets. Basically, it is the set of all things that is in the domain. That's what the fancy brackets mean. So that's how we do tables. Well, how about we try out let's look at, oops, that's not correct. Y'all give me a second. There we go. Let's talk about domain and range of a mapping. So it's still the same idea, okay? Input is my domain. Output is my range. Same idea, same format. There are points, so I'm going to list them as points. One day, guys, I'm going to pick the right color. Let's try this out. Domain, D. That's a D. I swear it's a D. It's a very ugly D. You know what? We're going to throw the whole D out. Let's try that again. Okay. D equals fancy squiggle. We're going to go down the line. We have -2. We have 1. We have 5. Oh, that's a negative sign. And we have 9. That's my domain. My range. Okay. R equals fancy parentheses. -3. 2. 4. Notice I'm using my parentheses, I'm using my comma to separate them. These are all individual things here. Right? So all I did was my left side, my mapping of the input, the left side is my domain. My right side is my range. So with that said, now I want you guys to try. So pause the video. Try this out. Pause it. Try it. Not going to get it if you don't try. All right, I'm assuming you pause. Left side is my domain. Right side is my range. Let's do this. So, domain, we have D equals parentheses. Give me a second, guys. Oh, please. All right, we're good. Fancy parentheses, we go down the line. 3, 2, 1, 0. Got lots here. -1. Wow, that was terrible. Let's try that again. -2 and end it. Okay, all right. Range. R equal sign. Fancy squiggle. Wow, that's my ugliest one yet. 10. 8. 6. 4. 2. Now here's the thing I didn't talk about. I'll accept it. This is fine. But I really prefer to have this order. What I mean by that is that this should go in least to greatest. So this should really go like this. But I'll take it the other way. But it should really go like that. All right. One more. Let's try this one. obvious because it's not so nicely organized. We're going to have to really think about this. My left side, my domain. My right side, my range. Let's list them. Now, we should be listing them in number order, so I'm going to do this one like, wow, that's not even remotely the right color. So I'm going to be listing it like that. So, D for domain, equal sign. We're going to go. My smallest number is -4. I'm going to cross it out because I used it. What's left? -1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's do our range now. Remember, in number order. So we're going to look at everything we put in purple. We're going to look. I got 2 of the same kind here. You see this? Both of these are -1. I only need 1. You only need 1. I don't need to list it twice. That's redundant. Just the one -1. Now I'm going to look. 3 is next. 5 is last. Okay. So, with that said, I want you guys to try this one now. So pause and try it out. Pause and try it out. I'm assuming you paused. Let's do this. My X's. My Y's. Oh, what is that? What is that? No. Okay. So let's do this. We're going to write our domain. Equal, fancy squiggle. We're going to look. -2 is the smallest. Our negative numbers go first. 0 is next. That's a 0, I swear. 3, and then 4. Next is going to be range. So 0 is the smallest. Oh, I never crossed out my other guys. Okay, and look, I got the repeat situation again. I got 2 2s. I only need 1. And then 5. And that's it. So if you have to watch this, if you have any questions, shoot me a text, shoot me a remind message. Oh, I guess remind is text. Shoot me an email. Let me know where I can help you out. All right? And good luck. If you have any questions.